Today, we live in a world powered by algorithms. From smartphones to satellites, nearly everything we touch runs on code. But what if I told you the first person to imagine this world lived in Victorian England? Before electricity, before computers, before the word software even existed? Her name was Ada Lovelace. Born in 1815, she was the daughter of the famous poet Lord Byron and his mathematically gifted wife, Annabella Milbank. Byron abandoned the family when Ada was just a baby, and her mother, determined to steer Ada away from her father's poetic madness, immersed her in mathematics and science. It was an unusual education for a girl in 19th century Britain. But Ada wasn't just gifted, she was visionary. In her late teens, Ada met Charles Babbage, a brilliant inventor working on a mechanical computer called the Analytical engine. It was a machine made of gears and levers, designed to perform complex calculations automatically. Babbage had the ideas, Ada saw the implications. In 1843, Ada translated a paper written by an Italian mathematician about Babbage's machine. But she didn't just translate it, she added her own notes, and those notes were longer than the original paper. Inside them was something extraordinary, the first algorithm ever written for a machine. Ada described how the analytical engine could be programmed to calculate a sequence of numbers, the Bernoulli numbers, step by step. She wasn't just writing math, she was writing code. What made Ada's work revolutionary wasn't just the algorithm, it was her imagination. She saw that machines like the analytical engine could do more than crunch numbers. They could manipulate symbols, create music, even compose art, if programmed correctly. She wrote, "The analytical engine weaves algebraic patterns just as the jacquard loom weaves flowers and leaves." This was 1843. The word computer didn't exist. The idea of a machine following instructions to produce creative output was unheard of. Ada wasn't just a mathematician, she was a philosopher of technology. She understood that machines could become extensions of human thought, and she was right. Today, we use algorithms to generate music, write poetry, and even paint. Ada saw it coming, nearly 2 centuries ago. Ada's brilliance burned bright, but briefly. She died of cancer in 1852 at just 36 years old. Her work was largely forgotten for decades. The analytical engine was never built. Babbage's ideas were dismissed as impractical. But Ada's notes survived. And when modern computers began to emerge in the 20th century, her writings were rediscovered. Historians realized she had described programming before programming existed. In the 1970s, the U.S. Department of Defense named a programming language after her, Ada. Today, she's celebrated as the world's first computer programmer. Ada Lovelace's story is more than a historical footnote. It's a reminder of what happens when imagination meets intellect. She lived in a time when women were expected to be silent, decorative, and obedient. Instead, she became a pioneer of a field that wouldn't exist for another 100 years. She didn't just calculate, she envisioned. She saw machines not as cold tools, but as creative partners. She understood that the future of technology wasn't just mechanical, it was human. Today, Ada's legacy lives on in every line of code, every algorithm, every program that turns thought into action. She saw the soul in the machine and gave it language. Her name appears in textbooks, tech conferences, and even on Ada Lovelace Day, celebrated every October to honor women in STEM. She's become a symbol of what's possible when curiosity defies convention, and her story continues to inspire a new generation of thinkers, coders, and creators, especially women, who see technology not just as a tool, but as a canvas. So next time you open your laptop, tap your phone, or run a program, remember, the first person to imagine this world wasn't a man in a lab coat. It was a woman in Victorian England, writing with ink and paper, dreaming of a machine that could think. Ada Lovelace didn't live to see her vision realized, but she planted the seed. And today, we live in the forest. Thanks for listening to 5 Minutes of History. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe and share.